Yo, can you guys hear me? What's up? Oh, hold up. Sorry about that. You guys should be able to hear me, hopefully. Should be able to, yeah. Oh my. Yo, the intro didn't work. It's fine. Okay. So, what's up, guys? Welcome back to my podcast. Few things I gotta say. Okay, I think I got like 3 things to say. Okay. So, today is the season opener for season 4 podcast. So each season's been 20 episodes. So I've done 60 episodes of this podcast. Not all on YouTube, but overall I've done 60 podcast episodes. This is my 61st podcast episode. Wow, that's crazy. I have a new X page, Twitter page, X Twitter. It's named X, but it's used to be Twitter. Most people know it as Twitter. I have a new Twitter page. It's named the Intermission Podcast. Okay, I'm going to repost so much things on that. I will still repost things on my Facebook page, but I'll repost so much more things on that X page. Because it's so much easier to repost stuff on X. So go over there and drop that a follow if you haven't already. But I will continue to let you guys know when I'm about to start stream on Facebook and not on X. So it's okay. So they both have their purposes. Okay, the most important thing here. I already went over them interviewing former Dubuque Fighting Saint, future Ohio State Buckeye, NHL draft prospect, the Philadelphia Flyer, Noah Powell. I will be interviewing Noah Powell on this upcoming Sunday, so tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central. I will be screen recording that, and then I'll be editing that, and I'll be editing it, and I'll upload it as audio. You won't be able to see, like, the actual, like, video recording of it, you know? But I will be editing just the audio of it, and then we'll be editing, like, cool pictures into it. So you'll be able to see stuff. It'll look cool. I will upload it tomorrow, later tomorrow. So it'll be season 4 of episode number 2, later tomorrow, like, maybe even around the same time that I'm recording this, at 7:43 p.m., CST, but that's going to be tomorrow's podcast episode. I really hope you guys enjoy that podcast episode. Hopefully the first of multiple plays that I would get to interview. So, yeah. But now we're going to do what we come here to do today. Well, you guys came here to watch. I came here to do. Tier listing NHL teams on depth. Yeah. That's what we're going to do today. So we're going to go over all the tiers. Top tier, Stanley Cup level depth. These are the teams that have the depth of a Stanley Cup contender. Like, the top tier depth. Great is like, it's phenomenal depth, but not quite the typical top tier of depth. Good is like, it has good depth, but it's nothing too incredibly special. Mez, like, has some decent pieces, but you would like it for it to be better. Trash just has, like, no depth. No, like, good pieces, really. Just bad depth. That's today's podcast episode. And throughout this podcast episode, I might move teams up and down after I already place them somewhere. So let you guys know. Okay, so we are going to start with the Ducks. I think I'm going to put it in meh. Okay? You would like it to be better. You really would. As soon as it loads, I can kind of talk about it more. We'll do both forward and defensive depth. Like McTavish and Strome. Depth usually like bottom 6, I would say. So like McTavish, Strome, Farabee, McGinn, Lundstrom, and Leeson. Okay, this third line's really good. Fourth line's pretty good too. Defense, Dumoulin, Lacombe, probably the defensive depth, quote unquote, in my opinion, probably third pairing. It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you, I think I'm gonna move it up to good because with Tavish and Strome really carry it, but probably gonna end up being the bottom of good. So yeah. Boston Bruins. I'm gonna say good too. Above the Ducks, but I'm not gonna put it in great. I might end up putting it in great, but off the top of my head, my original ranking's gonna be off the top of my head, and I'm gonna look at the lines and then I might change it. Fortress, Brazo, Frederick, Jones, Beecher, and Kessler. Yeah. It's below the Ducks. It is. Okay, let's look at the defensive depth though real quick. Pete Kamohe, yeah, the defensive depth's good. The defense is absolutely elite, okay? That does kind of carry, like, the depth. The forward depth, you would like to be slightly better, but at the end of the day, it's still pretty good. That's one of the main reasons why I don't have them winning the Stanley Cup, or even being Stanley Cup contenders, is because of forward depth, you would like to be slightly better. Outside of the forward depth, and maybe, well, not even star power, because they got Pastrnak. And Lindholm and Marchand. But, yeah, their depth, if you would like to be better to make, like, a cup run. But, it's so good. Sabres, I'm not gonna lie to you. Wait, I said it. I think the Sabres are gonna ever so slightly miss the playoff behind the Lightning. The depth's great. Greenway, McLeod, Benson, Lafferty, and Uwe Cabell. Great. And then Clifton and Samuelson. Yes, that's great depth. Not quite Stanley Cup level, but great depth. Flames, trash. Flames are going to be in trash for so much tier list. They already have been in the bottom of so many tier lists. But it's for a good reason. Their team's not good, okay? Kuzmenko, Kaji, Pospisil is good. Lombig, Rooney, and Dua. Actually, it's not going to end up being in trash. I think it's going to be meh. Just meh. Okay, because Kuzmenko, Pospisil, and Kaji actually good. So yeah, meh. Hurricanes, Drury, Loftus, Carrier, Robinson, Stahl, and Martina. Chatfield, Gossett. I'm not gonna lie, that's great. That's just great. I think I'm gonna put it slightly above the Buffalo Sabres. This is why I'm saying though. Why do people think the Hurricanes are just bad? They're not. I've seen so many people online, like at X, your Facebook, I don't know, anywhere, YouTube, TikTok, anywhere. You can just like, people will be like, oh, the Capitals are better than the Hurricanes. They're not. The Capitals forward core doesn't have as much star power. There's no one near as much as depth. I would say the defense is even slightly worse than the Hurricanes. Capitals are at the very least top 10 defense in the league, but the Hurricanes are arguably top 3 defense in the league, at the very least top 5 defense in the league. So yeah, and goaltending is pretty even, I would say, assuming they all stay healthy. The Hurricanes. Literally. Hurricanes. So, yeah. Blackhawk, meh. I might move them down, but bottom, meh. It's actually not bad. It's not. I wouldn't say it's trash. Dickinson, McKay, Foligno, Reichel, Donato, Craig Smith, Brody, and Martinez. I mean, why not? It's meh. Not quite as good as the Flames, because the Flames has Pospisil, Kuzmenko, and Kadri. But, yeah. Avalanche, top of good. I'm not gonna lie. I've been kind of like slandering on the Avalanche depth. Their depth is good, okay? Their depth is good. Don't get me wrong, their depth is good. But if you're gonna compare their depth to the Predators or the Stars, who's two teams that are better than them in their division, it's not as good as theirs. Look. Ross Colton, Logan O'Connor, Miles Wood. Wagner, Kiviranta, and Kelly. And defensive depth, they're good as well. Shellington and Brenstrom, great. I might put it in great. But I think I'm going to put it in good. I think I'm going to keep it at the top of good for now. Want to look at the lines before you place them anywhere, actually. It makes more sense. Boone, Jenner, Sillinger, Ronikov, Oliver, Danforth, Curley, and then Gabranson and Mychuk. Meh. Meh. Above the Blackhawks, below the Flames. Meh. Solid meh. Yeah. I don't even need to look at the Stars depth before I do anything. I'd Stanley Cup level depth. Top 3 definitely probably. When I was like what's going to be my future podcast episode, just out of curiosity, I was like, doing tier list on teams depth, and I was making this tier list. I think yesterday, maybe the day before. I don't know. Within the last couple of days, and I did the first tier Stanley Cup level depth. You know what a team that I thought of when I was thinking of Stanley Cup level depth? Dallas Stars. That is the key, top tier depth, bro. I'll explain to you. Duchesne on the third line should be criminal. Then Marchment, Bork, Steele, Blackwell, Dadonov. Or don't explain how good that is. And then Dunbar and Brandon Smith are a good bottom pairing as well. So yeah. Detroit Red Wings, bottom are good. The only reason why I put them in good is because the bottom defensive pairing is pretty good and they have a couple good pieces on depth. But yeah. Pat Bergen, I don't know how to say that, I'm sorry. Rasmussen, Mott, Valino, and Christian Fisher. And then Gustafson, Mott. I think I'm actually going to put it above the Ducks. But it's still very concerning. I don't care what anybody says. Oilers, Stanley Cup level depth. Stanley Cup level depth. Guys, remember what I reposted? I believe I reposted it on Facebook. Actually, no, I think I reposted it on Twitter on my account that got deleted. So you guys probably didn't see it if it wasn't on Facebook, if it was on Twitter or whatever. But they're planning on matching the Blues offer for Holloway so they can get Holloway back. And not Proberg, and not get Proberg back. So Holloway should stay there. Holloway, Henrik, Perry, Brown, Ryan, and Janmark. Hello, Doug. Other than CC and Kulak. Why is he not seeing the Cup level depth? They made it a Stanley Cup last year with the same depth. They should have even better depth but Evander Kane's gonna miss majority of the season next year because of surgery. But if he was there, it would be even better depth. And this is all ranked, by the way. I didn't mention that, but this is all ranked. The Hurricanes over the Sabres, Avalanche over the Bruins, Red Wings, Ducks, Flames over the Blue Jackets, and the Blackhawks. Panthers. Yeah, I think I'm going to look at the depth. It's either the top of great or the bottom of Stanley Cup level depth. Because they did lose a couple pieces like Tarasenko, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and Brandon Montour. Not saying they're depth pieces, but when you lose anybody, it hurts your depth. Because for reasons you can figure it out. Lundell's very good. Leshterinen, I don't know who that is. And Russell knows that Bluequist. And then Nate Schmidt and the link. I think it's because there's a couple people that I don't know. That's kind of concerning. But I think I'm gonna put in the top of great. They did, as I said, they lost a few pieces off on the forward core and defensively. Because obviously last season they were Stanley Cup level depth because they won the Stanley Cup. You ain't gonna go win the Stanley Cup with zero depth. It ain't gonna happen. But they lost a few pieces this offseason. So it does kind of lower the rank depth wise. But it's still good. It's still great. Kings, I'm thinking good, but let's see where they placing good. Kind of where we're at right now. Turcotte, Fogle, Lafreniere, Lewis, Renault, Kaliev, and then Spence and Edmondson. I think middle of good. This team's pretty average overall, pretty average. I would say even below the Red Wings, above the Ducks. I would say, yeah, that's pretty fair, my opinion. Obviously, that's pretty fair, in my opinion. I put them there, but yeah. Minnesota Wild's up next. I don't know who that is. Hartman, Foligno. Foligno's very underrated. I say it every time I mention his name. Luco, Gaudreau, and Trennan. Very good. Buxton, Chinstrom, I don't know. Not very familiar with the bottom pairing. Only reason why they're in the middle of good because I'm not very familiar with the bottom pairing. But outside of that, they would be above the Red Wings if they had a better bottom pairing defensively. They would be above the Red Wings. But since I don't really know who any of the players are in the third pairing, I'm gonna put them slightly below the Red Wings, but above the Kings because their forward depth is good. Montreal is next. Okay, Bullet, Dvorak, Anderson, Amelia, Evans, and Piazza. Okay, good for depth. The Sheriff and Harris. That's good. That's good. Do I do it? No, not quite. Not quite. I think the Wild would be maybe above them. I don't know, but again, they don't know any of the players in the bottom pairing, and that does play a factor because the defensive depth is just as important as forward depth. In the NHL, so I think I'm just gonna put them there, slightly above the Wild. The Nashville Predators up next. I'm interested to see where they rank here because I just said that they're gonna be better than the Avalanche. And Wild see Sissons against Lisa Patterson, McCann, and Cole Smith. And the Stastny and Shen. Yeah, that's great. I think that's great. Better than the Sabres, I think. Better than the Hurricanes. Actually, not better than the Hurricanes. Better than the Sabres, though. You see what I'm saying? Better than the Avalanche or depth? I think the Predators and the Stars, both in the division, are higher tiers. Thank you for the kind words. And in case you didn't see it, you can either rewatch the podcast episode after I'm done, or you can rewind it from the start and watch the whole podcast episode from when I start to when I finish. Right now, if you want to, because I talked about the Noah Powell podcast episode interview, when I'm gonna do it, and when I'm gonna upload it, and how it's gonna be in the beginning of the podcast episode. So you can go watch it either now or after you watch this stream. Up to you, but you can go watch that after if you want. I said a few more things about my new X page and something else. What did I talk about? Oh, today, and that's a season opener. But yeah, you can go watch that either now or after. We're gonna move on now. Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Like the Predators and the Stars both have better depth. Yeah, but it also kind of makes up for it because I feel like they have more star power single-handedly by Rantanen, McKinnon, and Cam Carr. They still have other good top sixers like Lehkonen and Middlestad. And Duran's had a great resurgence last year with Rantanen and McKinnon. So yeah, I mean, yeah, they're still very, very good and competitive team. New Jersey Devils. Bottom six, Tatar, Howler, Nason, Lazar, Baston, Cotter, and Nemec and Dillon. That's Stanley Cup level depth. I think I'm going to put them above the Oilers. That's because the third pairing is just that much better than the Oilers. I think the forward depth goes slightly to the Oilers. The defensive depth goes quite a decent amount in the favor of Devils. So I think I'm going to have the depth higher than the Oilers. Really, I do. I'm really high in this Devils team. I have them making the Stanley Cup Final and facing the Edmonton Oilers in that Stanley Cup Finals next season. And their depth is so freaking good, as I'm clearly just talking about. The top six is just as good. You know, there you go, in the podcast episode. Doing a tier list on each NHL team's depth. Not depth. Okay, doing a tier list on every NHL team's top six. There we go. There's another podcast episode. You see, I'm just making these up on the fly here. Yeah, I totally the top six is phenomenal with Timo Meier, Jack Hughes, obviously, Nico Hischier, Jesper Bratt, among others. And then the depth that I just said, just explaining, is phenomenal. The top four defensively is Dougie Hamilton as the number one defenseman is phenomenal. And they got arguably a top 10 goalie in the league. And Drake Markstrom in net, and probably top 5, at the very least, top 10 backup in the league in Jake Allen. Why can't they? Well, the only reason why I say that they might not be able to is because of experience. But I feel like, yes, experience is very important, but they can still make a deep playoff run without much experience. It's not impossible to make a deep run without much experience. It's not there's zero experience. They just won. They made it a second round 2 years ago with a very, very similar team. They just missed it last season. They do have some experience, just they would like to have more. This is when they get it. How do you think teams get experience? Engvall, Gabriel Pageau, Lee, McLean, Zizikis, and Holmstrom, good. Mayfield, Mike Riley. Yeah, that's good. I don't think it's quite great, but I think it's going to be below the Avalanche, above the Bruins. I can't be biased because I think the Bruins are going to finish third in the Atlantic, so I can't just put them above them, but I think the Islanders have slightly better depth. The Bruins have a slightly better top six. And the Bruins have, I think, slightly better defense. And I think they have a slightly better goaltender. Actually, I don't even know. At least Sorokin can have a bounce-back season. I can see him being just as good as Swayman. But as it stands right now, Swayman's been more consistent through the past couple of years. Specifically last season. Okay. Eagle, Kako, Cooley, Vesey, Carrick, and Rimpe. Great. You went Schreider and Zones. Not quite Stanley Cup level depth per se, but it's great. Above the Hurricanes, below the Panthers right now. Great depth. Not quite Stanley Cup level depth per se, but... And no, just because they're not Stanley Cup level depth doesn't mean they can't compete for a cup. That's like saying, I'm not saying that the Rangers and the Panthers and any other team in the great category can't compete for freaking Stanley Cup. I mean, I don't think the Sabres are necessarily going to compete for a Stanley Cup, but all the other teams in the other 4 teams in the great category can definitely compete for a Stanley Cup. Pinto, Emilio, Gregor, Abstruck, and McLean, and then Bernard Docker and Clevin. Great. I think it's going to be great. Below the Sabres, though. Below the Sabres. Actually, no. If the Avalanche depth is good, and the Islanders, I haven't put below the Islanders, and the Avalanche, but above the Bruins, Red Wings, Canadiens, Wild, Kings, and Ducks for sure, though. Would I just do Ottawa, so it'll be Philly? I think Philly is going to be really bad. Lawton, Brink, Farabee, Cates, Poling, Hathaway. Okay. And then it's going to be Ristolainen and Zumula. I like it, yeah. I mean, I don't really like it, actually. I'm not going to lie to you. It's kind of trash. It's very mid. They don't really have that good pieces. Like, they have a couple good pieces, but you could say that about every single team's depth. They have a couple good players, but it's really nothing too special, and that's why I don't have the Flyers being very good upon the other teams in the Metropolitan Division. So, yeah. That's going on TikTok. Next, Pittsburgh. The Sharks are going to end up going on TikTok, too, because they're going to be trash. Hayes, Eller, Beauvillier, Lazat, Cody Glass, and Joe Connor. That's good. Good. But I don't know why I said it like that. Aho and Glisley. I think that's pretty good. Decent depth. Could be better, but you put it in there below the Flames. I think I'm going to swap the Flames and the Ducks. I'm not going to lie to you. Yes, definitely swapping. And then I would even put the Penguins above the Ducks. I said it. I did it. I said it. I don't care. Yeah. Because the Flames, for some reason, have 97% of the good players on the bottom 6. Makes no sense. Go ask the coach and the management why. I don't know. It's kind of true. Anyway, San Jose Sharks. Let's write their depth. Kuhn, Wenberg, Bordelou, Goodrow, Strom, Delandria, Ill, Vlasic, and Thrun. Yeah, trash. I do like Thrun, though, on the bottom pairing. But outside of him, it's really meh. I think we'll put the Flyers below them, though. But, yeah, I mean, the forward depth's really bad. Outside of Henry Thrun, the other guy is really bad. I can't even think of who he is on the top of my head after literally just reading his name. That's how mid he is. So yeah, they're going in trash. That's also going on TikTok. I told you that's going on TikTok. After this podcast episode. Like 20 minutes after this podcast episode, it's probably going on TikTok. Seattle Kraken are up next. Yanni Gourde, Tullivan, Bjorkstrand, Wright, Tanev, great. That's actually really freaking good. Borgett and Riker Evans. Dang, that's some good depth. Sheesh. Above the Wild, Canadian, Red Wings, yeah. Go the Bruins. Yep, that's good depth. That is some good depth. And other Stanley Cup level depth teams too are going into hockey, by the way. St. Louis is up next. Vasca, Texier, something. Joseph, Sundquist, and Kapanen. And then Matthew Kessel and Ryan Suter. Means okay. I would say meh. Probably the top of meh, honestly. I'm not very high in the Blues. I think they're going to finish second last in the Central. Possibly worse in the Central. I think the Blackhawks doing slightly better than them. But yeah, I'm very, very low on the Blues. Lightning, I have them making the playoff. Let's see the depth. Nick Paul, Essimont, Sherry, Gergensen, Blundell, Traffic. And then Perbix and Moser. Ooh, dude, where did I have the Islanders? I don't think it's quite as good as the Islanders do, even the Senators for that matter. You're the Bruins, you're the Kraken, so I think I'm going to put it here. I think I'm actually going to put it here. The depth is good, but it's not as good as the Islanders, and that's not the reason why I have them finishing over the Islanders. There's multiple reasons why I had them over the Islanders. You know, let's just go over them. First of all, that power line, Gunsel, Point, and Kucherov. Second of all, that power play is going to be top 5 in the league at the very minimum. 3, the more established. And 4, I trust Vasilevsky a lot. And I could say the same thing. All of those things go to the Sabres as well, especially that Vasilevsky. That Vasilevsky thing's kind of directly towards the Sabres, and the fact that I trust Vasilevsky more than Ukko Pekka-Luukkonen and Devin Levi. Yeah. Bottom 6: Holmberg, Domi, Youngkrook, Reeves, Camp, Dewar. And then McCabe, Benoit. McCabe really carries the bottom pairing, not gonna lie to you. Great. I'm gonna do it. Top of great. Not quite seeing the couple of depth, but in the top of great. I'm very high in the Toronto Maple Leafs for this upcoming season. Beekshad, Dode, and Maselli, and then Kerfoot, McBain, and Stunlin. Very good. Kesseling and Ian Cole. Wow. The depth's very good, too. Not the Canucks. They're not there yet. Hockey Club. Boom. Did it. Okay, now the Canucks up next. Bluger, Garland, Joshua, Heinen, Suter, Sherwood, and then Forbin, Dale, Nays. I think that's great, too. Above the Hurricanes in the Hockey Club. The depth is very good. Carlson, Holtz, Brisson, Howden, Watt, Colasar, Whiteclog, Haig. That's another great depth. Wow, there's a lot of teams in great. I think above the Hockey Club, below the Hurricanes. Wow, that's crazy. The forward depth for the Capitals are very concerning. Here we go. So bottom 6: Molino, Lepriere, Radish, Dowd, Portress, Duhaime, and then Rodriguez, Mike, and Vervey. The bottom pairing's not bad. The bottom 6 is quite bad. I think I'm gonna do it like even down below the Wild. I ain't gonna lie to you. I did not mean to move you guys. Where did that right here? Below the Wild, even below the key. I'll put them in the bottom good. Arguably meh. Just the bottom pairing kind of saves the depth. Next is Winnipeg. Been a while since a team from Canada won a Stanley Cup. Yes, there's been not a single time the Canadian team won a Stanley Cup since 1993. Canadians won it that year. Lowry, Niederreiter, Appleton, Alfaro, Gustafson, and Morgan Barron, and then Colin Miller and Logan Stanley. Ooh, I think that's pretty good. There. There, actually. Let me save this so I can upload it to Facebook and then TikTok and YouTube Shorts. TikTok is nice. It's a little bit extra work for me But it's really not that much extra work. It takes like 10 extra minutes to upload on my TikToks. And it's worth it because it helps me gain more followers. Not necessarily yet, but I believe that it will. Okay, let me clear all these rows out real quick. So for next tier list, whenever that is, I'm ready. Bruh. Okay, so that was just bugging me. Okay. And now, okay. So that's saved. That's gonna do it for the podcast episode. I will see you guys tomorrow for season 4, episode 2, when I interview Noah Powell.